End of the year, my PS5 game collection in 2022, end of the year. First one, probably my favorite out of my physical collection, Dynamite 2 Stay Human. It was a good sequel, not great as the original, but I've already said what I've said in my top best games of 2022 video. So Dynamite 2, probably my favorite out of the physical collection. Watch Dogs Legion for PS5. This came out in 2020. Early PS5 game, very early. And it was a good game. I liked where you can play as anyone. They all had their own personalities. Not great, but the world felt empty, but it was still a good game. And the Bloodlines DLC that had Aiden Pierce one last time was good. Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, which came with Spider-Man PS4 Remastered. Really good game. Really enjoyed. Like this was my first time watching or entertainment, whatever you want to say, with Miles Morales. I never really heard of the guy until was Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse movie, but I never watched it. But this was the first ever me taking interest in Miles Morales. Really good game. Can't wait for the Spider-Man 2 next year. Uncharted 4 Legacy of Thieves collection, which had 4 remastered in the DLC Lost Legacy. Finally beat Lost Legacy this year. And it was fun to replay this, even though the graphics aren't really enhanced, but good game, like really good. Just wish it had its multiplayer. The Last of Us Part 1 remake. This is probably one of the best remakes I've ever played. And I wasn't a big Last of Us fan on the PS3 or PS4 remastered, and Last of Us is when it comes to I say it's in my top 60 games I've ever played. Not top 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50. But really good remake. Really well done. Naughty Dog redeemed themselves with this remake and the Uncharted 4 remastered after the disaster that was Last of Us 2, in my opinion. Next up, the Skywalker Saga, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, all 6 films, and it was really good. Felt like classic Lego. It also had voice actors and actresses from the Clone Wars TV show, like Kathryn Taber, my favorite actress of all time, and also had the person that played Obi-Wan from Clone Wars, and Matt played Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. So yeah, really good game. Open world, a really changed up Lego Star Wars game with side quests after you beat the main thing, worlds to explore, and discoveries. Really good game. If it wasn't for all the other games, like I said, this year, this would have been my game of the year of 2022. But it lost to GTA 5. Expanded in half. Next up, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2022. It's an okay game. The campaign was just not as great as 2019. The Betrayal Shepherd wasn't that great in this game compared to MW2 2009. But multiplayer is okay. Spec Ops is decent, but it's another mediocre year for Call of Duty. Hopefully in 2023 they are taking a break. Vanguard, which is most likely the last Call of Duty World War II game for a long time. It was an okay campaign, decent characters, and just mediocre multiplayer. I like it better than Cold War, but zombies are a disappointment. It's really a copy and paste of Cold War zombies. but in a World War II setting. Anyway, moving on. Next up, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. In my opinion, this is the worst Call of Duty. If it wasn't for all the futuristic CODs with the boost jumping, the wall running. And if it wasn't for Black Ops 4, especially Black Ops 4, and all the futuristic Call of Duties, but especially Black Ops 4, this would be the worst Call of Duty, in my opinion. It's okay game. Like, it's another 6 out of 10 mediocre Call of Duty game. Anyway, moving on to the worst of my collection, the final two. Saints Row Reboot 2022. I've already said enough about this game in my most disappointing game of 2022 video. This game's a complete disaster. And I was excited for this game. This game was going to be my second best game of the year for 2022, but it ended up being my most disappointed game. And if you like it, that's fine. Believe it or not, I actually was excited for this game when it was first announced. I wanted to love this game. I really did. I don't know where Saints Row goes now. It's probably done now. And last but least, Battlefield 2042, a complete disaster. This was my most disappointing game of 2021. And it still hasn't gotten better. Like, I reinstalled it just to see what it's been like since it's had 3 seasons now. It's still a complete disaster, identity crisis, and just a disaster. Anyway, that's my collection for PS5 games.